With the giants gone and the witches fleeing to Wales, driven off by friends of Bowerman, one evil genius still remained. He roamed the moor looking for victims and terrifying the countryside. Churches and wayside crosses were places of safety, but the people knew that one slight mistake and he would pounce and carry off his victim. Then, one day, a rich merchant ship was sighted. She made her way up the channel, bringing spices and silks from the east. The devil had gone without a victim for a long time, all thanks to the vigilance of the moor people. So he decided to wreck the ship. That very night, he created a terrible storm. With the warning beacons extinguished from the rain and the wind, it left the night pitch black except when lit by the terrible flashes of lightning. The roar of the wind drove the ship towards the rocky coast while the thunder roared threateningly. All night long the captain of the Virtue battled to keep her afloat and away from the dreadful jagged rocks while Hugh the merchant was below deck praying. The devil flew high above the ship in complete control, laughing and shrieking with glee while the ship sailed to a certain doom. As morning approached, old Hugh came up on deck to be informed that no mortal power could save them. Upon hearing these words, old Hugh knelt down and prayed to his patron saint, St. Michael. He vowed, if saved, to build a church dedicated to St. Michael on the highest point of land first sighted. Almost instantly, the wind slackened and changed direction, releasing the ship from the direction of the rocks. The devil, enraged, summoned all of his power, but he was no match for St. Michael. The moment Hugh was ashore, he began his vow of building a church on Brentor, the first and highest point of land sighted after the storm. It was a formidable task, but the grateful merchant gave freely of both money and energy to achieve his goal. Hugh felt that his task would soon be completed, but that very night the devil passed over, and realising what was happening, it made him angry. As the devil chuckled, he scattered the materials around the foot of the tor. Shocked, but unperturbed, Hugh started all over again. This cycle continued daily for weeks. Upon realising St. Michael knew old Hugh would need help to fulfil his vow, and decided to intervene. The next night, the devil found St. Michael waiting for him. Upon seeing his old enemy, St. Michael hurled a large boulder at him, and as the devil ran, the rock caught his heel, sending him roaring with rage and pain. The injury kept the devil at bay, allowing old Hugh the time to erect the church. The church at Brentor is the smallest on the moor because poor Hugh, in his long tussle with the devil, had wasted a lot of his money. However, it still stands to this day, a tribute to St. Michael and to the determination of old Hugh, the merchant who built it.